Uganda now, where police say 6 people, including 2, have been confirmed dead in 2 explosions in the capital, Kampala. Scores of people were also injured in the latest in a series of blasts to rock Uganda. Among the injured, 23 police officers and 17 civilians. A single suicide bomber carried out the first blast near the checkpoint at Kampala Central Police Station. And 2 suicide bombers on a motorbike detonated their bombs near Parliament. Authorities say that the reason for the blasts is not clear, but Ugandan soldiers are fighting Al-Qaeda-linked Al-Shabaab insurgents in Somalia as part of an African Union peacekeeping force. Last month, the suicide bomber blew up a bus, killing himself and injuring others. All right, for the latest on the Kampala blasts, SABC News reporter in Kenya, Sarah Kimani, joins us now. A very good afternoon to you, Sarah. I'm hearing a few conflicting reports as I look at certain media stories that are out about the situation in Kampala. We're hearing that at least 3 people have died. In some instances, we're hearing 2 people have died. But certainly the number of injuries, those injured, is quite high. What do we have at this stage, and what do we know as a fact when it comes to these suicide bombs, when we're talking about fatalities and indeed those injuries?
Well, what we know is that 6 people died. 3 of them are the suicide bombers who carried these attacks in the morning. The other 3 are police officers who were in their offices at the time of the attack. In terms of those who have been injured, 33 people have been injured, most of them critically, and they're being treated in various hospitals across Kampala. What we also know now is that much of Kampala is now deserted after the police decided to clear Kampala of anybody. And Parliament was called off earlier today with the Deputy Speaker of Parliament asking everybody to remain at home until further notice.
And at this point, is anyone claiming responsibility? There was an understanding that, at this point, there's no certainty as to why these bombs were indeed, these suicide bombers indeed carried out these tasks. But of course, it seems to be linked to Al-Qaeda and Al-Shabaab and the tensions there. I mean, has anyone claimed responsibility? And also, importantly, what are officials and of course, the government saying about this?
Well, initially, what people suspected was that the Al-Qaeda-linked militant group in Somalia, Al-Shabaab, may have carried out the attacks. But police are now disputing that and instead are saying that the Allied Democratic Forces, this is a group, a militant group based in the Democratic Republic of Congo and with links to the Islamic State. They're saying that group may have carried that attack, and they're saying these are domestic cells inside Uganda that may have carried out that attack, and they're saying they are the same that carried out the attack that happened about 2 weeks ago, in which one person was killed at a bar one evening on Saturday about 2 weeks back. So they are saying also that they have arrested one person who was at the scene of the attacks this morning, and he was trying to make away with a motorbike, but he was arrested before he could leave the scene. Indeed, footage that has been circulating now, CCTV footage, shows a man in a bag carrying out the first attack right outside the Central Police Station before the other attacks also were carried out by 2 people on a motorbike.
Let's talk about what's happening now in the meantime, as of course, there could possibly be more of these attacks. I mean, I'm hearing that the road to Parliament is being closed off, and that, office buildings are being evacuated. I mean, what measures are being made for people if indeed, those that are in close proximity to Parliament, whose homes may be targeted, or buildings where they live in may be targeted? I mean, what's the plan here?
Well, the buildings just right next to where the attacks happened were evacuated minutes after this attack. Of course, immediately after the attack, there are people who were running towards where the attack had happened, but police have since moved in and they have cleared the scene. Indeed, Kampala is now deserted because police have asked everybody to stay at home. Now they're combing the scene of crime to see if there is any evidence of exactly what happened. Earlier they said that the explosive devices that were used to carry out today's attack were actually locally assembled, and so they are now sweeping the place to see if there is any evidence of exactly the materials that were used, and also trying to see if there is any traces that would be able to link the ADF to this attack. They will be issuing other statements later today. We also expect that President Museveni will be issuing a statement. The African Union is among those that have already issued a statement condemning the attack and saying that they stand in solidarity with Uganda. In Kenya, security has also been heightened, coming just a few hours after police announced that 3 suspected terrorists who are actually in jail here had escaped from a maximum security prison. So that has also heightened tension and security here in the country, especially because later this evening, U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken is expected in Kenya.
All right, Sarah Kimani, many thanks to you there for us. She's reporting on the Kampala blasts from Kenya, where she's also reporting that security in Kenya has certainly been beefed up there as well. So the updates on the Uganda blasts at this point, we'll certainly get more as and when we do receive it. Well,